Good evening everybody, it's Patsy's from Patsy's Crochet. I'm back here with another tutorial for you. It's shells and V-stitches. I really love this stuff. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so we have solids, 5 shells. Okay, so what we're going to do is do a row half double crochets, 5 shells, 5 shells, a V, V, and so forth. And it's very easy and you'll really like this. Next time I think we're going to do a Christmas sparkle C2C blanket. I know it's going to be too big, but okay, so what we're going to do is chain 21 chains. This is only a sample. What you're going to do is double crochet into this, half double crochet into the second chain from hook all the way through. So yarn over, go through, yarn over, you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, go through all 3, yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, come through, yarn over and go through all 3, yarn over, go through, yarn over, all 3, yarn over, go through stitch, yarn over, you have 3, yarn over, go through all 3 on your loop, on your hook. Now we're going to do that all the way down our row. In Canada and US, it's called a half double crochet. I believe in England and Scotland, it is a half treble. So we're just going to go all the way down. I don't want my hands going off this page, except for getting yarn. Okay. So we're almost done at the end. Trying to do it big enough so you guys can see. Okay, we have a couple more to do. And I'm using the Premier Anti-Pilling in peach or coral color and the cream color. So you're going to chain 2 at the end. Okay. Sorry, my fingers are in the way again. You're going to skip this one, go into the second chain from hook and do 5 double crochets in the same stitch. So yarn over, go through, you have 3, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through stitch, yarn over, you have 3, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, you have 3 double crochets, yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, one more, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through. Now you have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to skip the next chain and go into the second chain and just do 1 double crochet. Now all the way through this, I'm going to call it a standing chain or standing double crochet so that you know. Skip 1 stitch, go into the second and do another 5 double crochets into that chain all together. Hopefully I'm not going too fast and that you can see. One, two, three, four, 5. skip one, do a standing double crochet. This one, next one, go in and do 5 double crochets in the same stitch, all of. That's 3, that's 4, and that is 5. Now, miss one, standing double crochet. That means that's all alone. Miss one stitch, go into the next stitch and do 5 double crochets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miss one, standing crochet all by itself. Double crochet. 5 double crochets. This is your last shell. If my yarn, sorry everybody, my yarn went in a little knot, and that is not good. You know, every time you try to do something. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and your last double crochet to last chain. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. So that is what it's looking like. Well, this is the back of it. Okay, I gotta get this knot out of this before we start our next round. Now the next round is the same. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, there's nowhere to go in, right? So you're gonna count 1, 2, 3. In the third double crochet in that shell, you're going to go like this and do another shell. 5 double crochets into the same stitch right here. That's 4. That's 5. And then you're going to miss those 2 right there because that's part of the shell. You're going to go into the standing crochet right here and do a double crochet. Then you're going to go 1, 2, 3 into the top of that and do 5 more double crochets. And this pattern is a 2-row repeat. So this is 4. This is 5. So after this row, I'll show you the next row. And that'll be your second row repeat. So this is your double standing chain, or double crochet, sorry. My fingers are getting caught. Okay. Now you're going to 1, 2, 3. Do 5 double crochets into that little spot. 3, 4, oops, and 5. You can use any size of yarn. Right here, this is let me see, it's a worsted, so that would be a number 4. You can do number 4s, number 3s. Okay, next one, standing double crochet. And then 1, 2, 3, you're doing 5 shells, like 5 double crochets to make that shell. Oops. That's 5. Now remember, there's 2 at the end of that shell. You don't want to go in there. You want to go into the standing double crochet all by itself. And then here in your last shell, you want 1, 2 into the third on the top of that. You want to do your last shell. That means 5 double crochets into this spot. Okay, I need some more yarn. Okay. Now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. Okay, and now I go to the bottom. I don't go to the top. I find the top doesn't make it straight. I go to the bottom of that, and I go through and do a double crochet. Okay, and see, that's straight. Now, to change my yarn, this is how I do it. Okay, see how pretty that is? Pretty stitch. I just cut it a little bit off because you want enough to tie in. We get rid of the coral, and we come in with the cream. Now this is the same yarn as the coral, okay? Let's get rid of the coral and put the coral over on this side for now. Okay, move this back and let's get cracking. Okay, so I pulled this down and I just loop that over like that, okay? And then I just slip it in, pull down the 2 small pieces, and then that. Now I don't tie it until after I get started, okay? So 1, 2, change, turn your work. Now this is the shell right here of the 5 double crochets, your first rows, if you think about it, okay? So this your 1 repeat. This will be your second row of a new stitch that you do 2 times. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okay, so now there's nothing to really, no holes or anything. So what you're going to do is 1, 2, 3. You're going to go into the third one. You're going to go do 2 double crochets. Chain 1 and another 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do the standing double by itself, double crochet. Okay, then what we're going to do, this is how I tie. It's easier to tie like this if you tie it right. You can sew it in without anybody knowing there's a knot there. And you can do a blanket, which I've done many times, a blanket in this style. And you can do a border, a nice, I would say double crochet. I don't know, if you do it like a scarf and all that, nobody's going to really see. But you can add a nice border onto that. But that's how I tie. I leave them all there until I'm all done my project, and then I tie it all in. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, we go into the top of that one, okay? And we're going to hook our yarn and do our double crochet, another double crochet, chain 1, 2 more double crochets into that same thing, chain. Now, I know there's 2 left over from that shell, but just ignore those 2. Go into the standing double crochet and do a double crochet. 1, 2, 3 into the top of that one, that shell, and do 2 double crochets. Chain 1 and 2 double crochets back into that. So all together you have 4 double crochets, right? 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then another 2 double crochets. Then you have your single double crochets, so it's a standing alone, right? So that's what it looks like. So we'll carry on. So remember, the first row is half double crochet. The second row is second chain from the hook. You're doing 5 double crochets in the second chain. Miss a stitch and you're going to do a standing double crochet. by itself. Then you're going to miss one stitch, go into the second stitch and do 5 shells. So first, now this stitch, so you do it twice, or you could do this whole stitch like this, all by itself in one color if you want. But if you want to double it, this is the second row repeat, okay? So this is your first rows. I call this your first row, right? This is, well, there's 2 rows if you think about it, but I meant 2 rows of the same shell. This is going to be your V stitch. Okay, you gotta do 2 rows of the V stitch, 2 rows of the shell. There, that's simple. Okay, now you back to your standing crochet in your 3rd stitch, and you're doing 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and you can sell these really good price if you make a nice size blanket, baby blanket, scarves. You can probably do a hat. I haven't done one, but I will do one, and then we'll do a tutorial on one. 1, 2, 3. This is your last shell that you're doing your double V. Oh, my yarn is running out. Come on. Okay, then what you're going to do is go down. See, there's the top of it. A lot of people go to the top. I like going down to the bottom and pulling it up because it gives you a straighter edge. I find it does. It gives you a straighter edge. Right? Okay. Now we're going to chain 2, turn your work. We're going to do the same stitch, just follow into the V's. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, double crochet into the standing stitch. Now the standing double crochet stitch is all by itself all the way through the whole pattern, okay? Now you go back into your other and you do 2 more V's. Okay, standing double crochet. Oh. Okay, and then 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, standing double crochet. Oh, gotta get some more. This color is pretty too. And 2 more double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets back into the same spot. Okay, double crochet into standing and double crochet back in here 2 times, chain 1, another 2 more times. Okay, last stitch, and there we go. Now I changed it again just to show you. It's pretty easy, isn't it? Right? Okay, so we get rid of the white again, or the cream, and we'll come back over here and grab. What is going on with this? Oh, I have to re-roll it. Okay. Not an issue. Let me get lots of yarn here. Okay. Alright. Now, this is the easy way. You just put it over, hook it through, pull down your yarn. Okay. So there's your yarn that you wrap. What you do is grab the 2 smaller yarn, pull down, chain 2, turn your work. Don't worry, you can hide those after. Okay, and now we're going to do a full shell. Okay, so we're going to go into the middle of the V's and do 5 double crochets. That's 4. That's 5. Now, those 2 is part of that other shell, okay? You go into the standing double crochet and do 1 double crochet. Into the next V, we do 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets, 1 standing double crochet. I'm following it wrong. Okay, I am awfully sorry. I took it out. We do 5 double crochets. See, that's 4. That's 5. And then the standing double crochet. And now we do 5 double crochets into this one. Okay, 1 double standing, and then back to the 5 shells. And then 1 standing crochet, double crochet, and then into the last one and do your shell. That's 5 double crochets. Okay, and then we go into the last of the chain and do your double crochet, chain 2. Now, remember, you do 2 rows of solid shells. So the first row is double crochet, a half double crochet, 2 rows of 5 shells, and 1 standing double crochet in each shell. Then the next one is 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, all in the same stitch. And then you always make sure that double crochet is standing all by itself. So you do 2 rows of the full shell, 2 rows of the double V's, chain 1, and then back to a full shell for another 2. You can do how many you want. I'm doing for this tutorial 2 pinks, or sorry, 2 corals, 2 beiges, and then 2 corals. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, and we do another full 5 double crochets into the top of the 3rd stitch. Okay, that's 4. That's 5. Then we do a standing crochet all by itself, and then you go on top of the 3rd and do 5 more double crochets. I did a blankets actually. I was talking earlier on my line. I wanted to do breast cancer or like cancer blankets. Well, for babies, when I lived in Hamilton, Ontario, I did it for the babies and the sick babies and the very sick babies that the mamas left them, and I did blankets for them, and it was just a joy seeing the little babies with the nice warm blankets on them and little hats. I enjoy doing volunteer like that. 1, 2, 3. I don't mind. It gives me pleasure to make stuff for people, like for sick people. I was going to do some for the old age home, but I believe there's a, I don't know, COVID in there, and I don't want to go near it, so 1, 2, 3. But I am going to do that. I have to phone that lady Wendy tomorrow for positive living and ask her what size of scarves and how long she wants them, and 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more in this one, and then we'll find out from there. So I'll be glad I'm helping out with that. And a standing double crochet into a third and do a shell. Okay, and what number is this? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go down to the bottom, and I go down to the bottom. Oops, see, I gotta pull that. Forgot to tie it. There you go. So that is the tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. That's actually pretty, eh? Yeah, I like that. Okay. If you need any questions, just leave me a comment down below, and I'll sure enough try to help you out. Okay, thank you so much for watching. God bless you guys. Love you all. Bye.